Good afternoon, dear viewers. Today we are on the territory of one of the coolest car services, Russian car services of Dubai City. It's called MetaGarage, and today I'd like to tell you about great cars like the Gelandewagen. But not about their cost, not about their features and shortcomings, but about that phenomenon which recently takes a large-scale character, and its name is not professional tuning. I would like to analyze this phenomenon on two examples. This car here, we're at MetaGarage, we're doing an upgrade from scratch right now. Rather complex piece, and this car was brought to us for remodeling. So this is just a vivid example of that very unprofessional tuning. On the example of which I would like to tell you how not to do it. In principle, the desire to save money, yes, it is an inherent human desire. Let's see if there really are savings to be made when you're tuning a Gelandewagen and what that can lead to. Yes, and at the end of the video, we will calculate and decide what is more profitable and how much. Here is this car. It is absolutely new, 2023 years, both of these models, G63. The owner brought this car to us for an upgrade right after the showroom. This car is a year old. A year ago, some skillful people installed on this car the so-called exterior body kit in Brabus style. They did it pretty shoddily. Judging by the material, it's in the category of the very cheap body kits made from what's called polypropylene, which is polypropylene, just so you understand. Yes, we've all seen plastic bags. These are the so-called polyethylene bags. Polypropylene is about the same thing. So it's a material that doesn't have any stability, enough rigidity, and so under the hot Dubai sun, it undergoes just catastrophic metamorphosis. We're going to be showing you all of this. We'll show you all of this. I asked our staff to bring here several of spare parts from such a body kit. And just so you understand, this part here, it's made of polypropylene. You can see, yes, what happens to it. You see, when you tap it, it has this thudding sound. So it's basically a very soft, porous material. A medium so-called quality material, so-called carbon fiber. That is, when a part is made of carbon fiber, but it is invisible carbon, then it is coated with primer, and then it is already at the finishing. Sanding, you can see, yes, so the surface is much more stable in quality even. It has a ringing sound because it's a dry, solid bending on the deformation of the material. So that's like the most top-of-the-range body kits. It's what's called dry carbon, which is a good quality carbon fiber material with a coarse mesh weave that gives this beautiful triple D effect. And if you can see, yes, it's a bulky piece like this. It weighs literally, well, maybe 300 grams. Okay, and now we're looking at this. The part is factory made, that is, it was produced in factory conditions, that is, it was autoclave dried in the factory. Now, very high quality carbon fiber was used as a starting material. On the original body kits, carbon is located in the so-called herringbone, that is, in the middle of the part. These are these material structures it should meet, that is, it should not be as if in one direction carbon is located. And here it is just the part. It is multi-component, that is this. Dry carbon, and this is the carbon fiber I told you about. That is not polypropylene. You can see, yes, that it's exactly the same thickness, even thinner material, but it's very rigid, and therefore under heat it will not deform as much as polypropylene. So, well, and now for the price. Look, you see it's walking all over the place. The price of this ugliness, yeah, the whole exterior body kit with the installation made of cheap polypropylene, it's somewhere around 60. That is the price of a set of carbon fiber. That is just this average option. Yes, that is within 75 to 80,000 dirhams. So there's really no difference. With the cheapest kit is not that much difference, and this is the top version, yes, because it is already fully carbon fiber, so it's a paint job, but that's the reason. Because of the fact that it's species carbon, yes, so a lot of quality species material is used. That is, such a set will cost about 100,000. So, well, this car has a Dodger made of the cheapest polypropylene material that I mentioned. You can see very clearly here if you look at it unilaterally. Yes, I mean, it's already got some pretty serious bumps, and not just waves, yes, but in some places it's already creased. So this is for two reasons: because of the fact that it expands strongly from heating, because the material, as I told you in the beginning, is unstable. Everything that relates to the installation I want to show you. So when a body kit, you know, a so-called crooked body kit, yeah, it's not factory. It is very difficult to make it match all the curves of the car. That's why they fix it. As a rule, they're on a huge amount of sealant. Particularly gifted craftsmen use glue for car windows. What happens then, I'll explain. So when you put the body kit on that glue, the only way to remove that body kit is with paint. And why I say remove the body kit, what I was talking about, yeah, I want to show you more. The crooked body kit. And why it was brought to us for remodeling. I mean, you see, yeah, I mean, there's a huge amount of sealant, huge. I mean, none of the parts is not standing up. I mean, it's all loose, it's all crooked. And here I was talking about the instability of the material, and the body kit itself is crooked. Did you realize, yes, the mating of the parts is very important, naturally. On a good factory kit, nothing like that. Yes, it's the same story here. I'd like you to pay special attention. Yes, I'd like you to pay special attention to the fact that from here we've removed the old carbon fiber part. Now we're going to put the new hood here. There, and you can see, yeah, I mean, we've got the bulk of the sealant. The sealant has been cut away, but still, I mean, it's not going to go away by itself. That is, if you want to remove the body kit, yes, and rebuild the hood. So it's all going to have to be completely sanded, putty, and painted. So that's what the installation is. And a good quality carbon fiber body kit, it's just double-sided tape. Now, the other thing that's very important, yes, if the camera shows, I mean, this surface here, it's like an accordion, so naturally it all happened over time. And this surface, it will never become flat. That is how polypropylene behaves. Now, most likely here it will be leveled already at the expense of putty. This is not the most neglected variant yet. As for this car, now the client is actually considering whether we're just going to reinstall it. Reinstall it and then polish it, or it will be a replacement of the entire body kit. The customer, instead of initial desire to save 15 to 20,000 dirhams, yes, on a new one they will pay another 50,000 in order to be able to sell this car in principle later. Because as it is, as you know, no one will buy it. The car, yes, originally there, let it be 22 years old, 21 years old. It costs about 800 dirhams, and that's not the sort of economy you'd expect from a car like this. And now I'm going to show you how a good quality body kit. A good quality body kit. Snap it in. That's it, basically. That's how we snap it on. That's it. And all you need here is some double-sided tape. Even without it, though, you can see that it's practically flush. That is, when it is fastened with pistons here, it will fit perfectly. Like a quality body kit should. That is, no rubbing here, not on the protruding C. Yes, there to adjust. I mean, it just fits right in to the bodywork perfectly. And we have a car that we did 2 or 3 months ago. Now, using it as an example, it has been brought in for other operations, for film pasting. I want to show you how a body kit that is well installed. And it's made of carbon fiber. That is how this body kit looks on this car. 2 or 3 months. Yes, look, I mean this one. This body kit here, it's all just glued on with double-sided tape. I mean, no pounds of sealant. See, there you go. So the gaps are less than 1 millimeter. So that's exactly the thickness of the double-sided tape. The paintwork hasn't lost its shine. It's not bumpy. And here on the blue one I showed you, yes, that is how the element of the sill, yes, and the fender is fixed. I mean, look at the way, how perfect the gap is here. And accordingly, also here is the connection of the whole body kit. Just another example, yes, of how the right carbon should do. So you see, the V-shaped connection is in the middle of the material of the whole piece. So it's, well, it's a medium quality, not bad carbon fiber. one more important part in tuning, which for some reason nobody pays attention to because these are hidden elements. So for example, in order to install this chandelier here, the good kits, yes, the factory kits, the switch unit from strobe to light, it has to come right away, well, as a kit. But on the cheap versions of body kits, they do some unprofessional tuning, buy separately Chinese blocks. How they then connect it, well, I've seen. I wouldn't advise people with weak nerves to look at it at all, because the result of all this could be a fire. Because it's all thrown together with ordinary harnesses, just twisted together. Some people have duct tape, some people I've seen even use duct tape to insulate these wires. Yeah, they're kind of low voltage wires, but then again, under high temperature conditions, maybe a short circuit, the wiring catches fire and your whole car can burn up. I mean, it's simple. I've never seen a chandelier with a kolkhoz design installed correctly and properly wired. It's also very common for these little garages, what they do, I mean. Changing the front, rear lights, buying second-hand ones for, let's say, a few hundred dirhams. Especially it is connected with cars, which are new only after the salon. The new ones are then resold for a higher value, the old ones are put. And therefore the tail lights there are also very complicated. Wiring layout. There are a lot of wires there, and as a rule it is all done by twisting, even without soldering, without everything. Naturally, again, this can lead to short circuits. So there are a lot of nuances, and therefore this often cheap price at which they declare. To connect this upgrade, it includes the fact that, first of all, unqualified personnel do without careful preparation, and the cheapest possible materials are used. As a result, after a year later, the car turns into an incomprehensible thing, and at the same time it's a very expensive car, in which if someone gets his hands into it, you have to do it firstly extremely carefully, and secondly, at least you need to understand what you are doing. Let's go back to the comparison. I want to pay attention that in the most expensive variant, even the top spoiler itself, that is, as a rule, they go under painting. In the more expensive version, it's all visual carbon fiber, including even the top spoiler, which is also made of carbon fiber. And again, pay attention, this is the proverbial herringbone. At the back, I've got the complete set, I mean all the parts, including the bumpers, the grille. It's all visual carbon fiber. And then there's the hood too. This is a factory original hood. So accordingly, what it looks like. Now, and I'd like to say that apart from Gelandewagens, MetaGarage does upgrades and body kits on all known brands, including older models, so we get body kits directly from the factories and manufacturers. Each body kit is made specifically for a particular order. Here is one example. We are finishing work with Lamborghini. Here we have a fully installed body kit made of matte carbon fiber. And most importantly, that is this car, even after the body kit was installed on this car, was pasted designer vinyl. Also quite complex, that is, with a gradient, as you can see. And the first 10 people who contact us and order the purchase and installation of body kit in our company and say about the mohod, which we will indicate below, will receive a 50% discount on designer vinyl. And then yes, if we do talk about this car. After our upgrade, this is the top of the line upgrade option. So this car, it's not that it won't lose value, it will become 20, maybe 30% more expensive than it was, taking into account the cost of production in this upgrade. This upgrade, because it will be an exclusive version, and in this car, yes, we are going to completely redesign the interior, if you look at it now. Look, the entire interior has already been dismantled, and a completely new interior will be installed here, completely restitched with carbon fiber elements. And accordingly, after we've completely restitched the interior and finished with the exterior tuning, we'll install brand new wheels. Stock size 24 original wheels, which I would like you to pay attention to, because very little attention is paid to the quality of discs, and this is also a very important element for the car. That is, this car for the owner, it just goes to a completely different price category. And if we are talking about this car, then a person having saved, as I said, maybe 10 or 15,000 dirhams, will now get into a complete redesign. A complete rebuild, and only in order to resell this car at least at cost price, because as you can see, nobody's going to buy this car as it is. In the end, I want to say that those who want to save money properly, at the bottom of the description there is a link to Instagram. Direct message us with the symbol G63 and we'll send you a list of suppliers we've already checked. Suppliers, manufacturers from whom you can actually buy good quality voter kits. And accordingly you will already make a decision, that is, which of them to choose, and we will help you in this choice at your request. Well, and put likes right.